Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles. Later tonight, Warriors and Nuggets. But first, the Rockets and Spurs in San Antonio as Houston turns the page on the James Harden era, 9 games into his 9th season wearing the Rocket uniform. 4-team deal. Players winding up all over the place. James Harden in Brooklyn. Rockets getting Victor Oladipo and Dante Exum. Rodions Karooks. A bunch of picks. The Cavs getting Jared Allen and Taurean Prince from Brooklyn. Karis LeVert, the former Net, now goes to Indiana. Before we start the discussion, we go back a couple of nights. James Harden's last night as a Rocket, what he had to say, and later, what his now former teammates had to say about that.
We're just not good enough. We don't. Obviously, chemistry, talent-wise, just everything, and it was clear. Like I said, these last few games, they just, from the beginning of the game, they were just aggressive. Veteran team, obviously, championship team, and one of the best teams that we have in this league. I love this city. I literally, have done everything that I can. This situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, thanks.
My interest in playing with John Wall, to be brutally honest. And with that being said, the disrespect started way before, any interview. Just the approach to training camp, showing up the way he did, the antics off the court. The disrespect started way before. So this isn't something that, all of a sudden happened, last night. That's completely unfair to the rest of the guys in the locker room.
I've been on those teams. In my 11 years being in the league, I've been on teams like that my first 5 years where it was all about me, not about the team, and that hurts. And it brings everybody down. So when we can get all on the same page, we can be something good here. And we can't dwell it down on it because it's only been 9 games. Like, come on, man. You want to jump off the cliff off of 9 games? There's a lot of basketball still be played.
Shaq, you got a problem with how James Harden forced his way out of Houston?
Yes and no. One is the business of basketball, but when you say you gave the city your all, that ain't true. And I'm about to say some things, and keep in mind I have a G14 classification to say these things. You asked for Dwight Howard, we gave him to you. Didn't work out. You asked for Chris Paul, we gave him to you. You asked for some shooters, we gave it to you. We asked for Westbrook, your homeboy from Little League, we gave him to you. Didn't work out. And when you say I gave you everything, I say no, you didn't, because the last 5 games when it comes to elimination, you're 1-4. You've been shooting 41%, 24% from 3, 32 assists, and 27 turnovers. I used to be like James. I used to come home and complain, man, he didn't do it. And my father, rest in peace, Sergeant Philip Harris, used to say, but what the hell did you do? He ain't do nothing. He ain't step up when he was supposed to step up. So, when you're the man and you make all the money, you make 30, 40 million a year, it's a big responsibility. Chuck has said this many times. When you're the man, you got a big responsibility. It's all on you. So when it comes time to show up, he ain't show up. So I know a lot of people in Houston glad he's gone. So now he got his little super team. He got to win this year. If he don't win this year, it's a bust, period.
Is it a given that with Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, that they're in the finals?
Hell no. You go ahead, Kenny. Okay. I did not think you were going to take that approach, Jack. That surprised me. It was not. It surprised me. Not shocking, but it surprised me. I was like,
but is it real?
I never thought of it that way until you said it. I honestly never thought of it that way because I've just looked at his production, MVPs, right?
Yeah, but listen, when it comes time to show up in that game, that's the game I want to see.
I like to hear it because, like I say, I like to hear things I didn't think about. Nets, what James brings to them is, is they don't have to skill themselves. They're not as deep, no, but they don't have to skill themselves into winning every game because Kevin Durant is more skilled than most players. Kyrie is skilled than most players. But at times, even when Kevin is not on target, He's bigger, he's more athletic, and he can get by just on his size. Same with James. When he's off, he's still bigger enough to say, I could dominate you from my size. So they have two guys now. Kyrie is a skill guy. He's going to dominate you on his skill. He's not always more athletic and bigger. So at times you could possibly be there. So now the three of them, like Chuck, if you don't get to the conference finals, to the NBA finals, it is a bust. This is
no, they're all in. Yeah, obviously. And you say it's not a guarantee.
I don't think it's even close to a guarantee. Ernie, you got the only one of those three guys who has proven to me he's not selfish and not a mean guy is KD. KD went to Golden State and he sacrificed. James Harden and Kyrie Irving have never shown me no, I just want to win. That's the most important thing. You got one guy, KD, he's unselfish. The other two guys ain't proved to me. They just care about their numbers. And I don't think they're going to make the sacrifice. They're going to get less shots. Are those two guys going to say, you know what, I'm just going to play hard and play defense and not worry about my individual numbers? And to me, that's a hell no. I don't think these two guys.
You don't think he did that in Oklahoma City, though?
Yeah, he wasn't James Harden then.
All right, he wasn't.
He wasn't James Harden then.
Right, I got you.
And
but the X factor to this whole thing right now is Kyrie Irving.
But that's just my point. See, this is what I think happened. Just me thinking. I think they are sick of Kyrie already, and says we better make this James Harden trade because we cannot count on Kyrie. That's just me talking. A wild card is an understatement, Ernie. Kyrie has not proven he could be trusted as a leader. He can trust it as a guy who can be part of a championship team. But when he was asked to be a leader in Cleveland, before LeBron there, we can say that was a failure. When he was asked to be a leader in Boston, we can say that could be a failure. And when he went to Brooklyn last, remember, after earlier season, he's like, we ain't got no players here. So listen, Ernie, when you are the man, it's night and day. You can be all these Robins. You can be, I'll tell you what shows the most, and Ken and Shaq, every coach in football or baseball, I don't know about baseball, in basketball and football, every coach ain't a head coach. And every guy cannot deal with the pressure of being the man. Some of the things that was said about me, hey, listen, it hurts my feelings back in the day. It don't anymore. But like I say, it's a responsibility. And James and Kyrie have not proven to me, and they don't have to prove it to me, they have to prove it to the basketball world.
If they have the three, and again, we don't know when we'll see Kyrie Irving on the floor again in that Nets uniform, but if they have the three, do they go all the way?
One word comes to mind, and it's sacrifice, and you have to want to sacrifice. I could have took every shot, Ernie, but no, I got to sacrifice. I got to keep everybody involved. I heard Kenny and Charles said they got it from the great John Wooden. True definition of the great player is getting everybody else involved. James could dribble all day, but you got to get Mr. Harris going because you're going to need him when you get double. So you have to sacrifice. So now we're going to get back to whose team is it. I'm going to tell you it's KD's team. James Harden ain't used to that. Kyrie ain't used to that. Well, Kyrie's used to it a little bit, but now that James is there, like Charles said, shots are going to lessen, and are they going to sacrifice?
Not only shots are going to lessen, it's different when those reporters, and this is what is an understatement guys don't admit, when those reporters go by your locker and they go to his first, then they come to you.
Oh, yeah.
That for guys who have been that guy, they say, oh, that doesn't. Yeah, I've been in there too, though. It could bother.
We got to see if it does. Listen, it's going to be a fun fascination. I mean, KD went from the Splash Brothers to the Dribble Brothers. It's going to be fun watching them play.
Dribble.
Spurs and Rockets coming up from San Antonio. Back with more in a second.